Now, do you envision yourself being a female lobbyist in terms of having your own business?
No, entrepreneurship, I'm just gonna be honest, is not my thing.
Okay. You tried it?
No. I just, I just feel like everybody have a niche, everybody have their calling. I don't think that's me.
Okay.
But I love supporting Black businesses, working for myself. I don't know, God have to drop a sticky note out of the sky and be like, okay, Tonnette, this is what you're supposed to do. Go get your LLC, do this, and then I listen. But until then, I'm good with somebody else just making sure my check clear every month.
Conversations with Nicole. Conversations with Nicole. Let's talk about it. Tell me all about it. I'm here. I wanna know what's on your mind. Ooh, the world needs to hear from you, and I'm so glad to have a conversation to reach the nation. And it's all about you. We'll help each other to discover innovative ways to positively change the world. Let's talk about. Let's talk about. Yeah. Let's talk about conversations with Nicole.
All right, so I am delighted to have Ms. Tonnette Graham, Policy Director for the National Black Caucus of State Legislators. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Good to have you. Good to have you. So, born here in Tallahassee?
I was actually born in Delaware.
No way.
Yes, I was born in Delaware. My parents were born and raised Tallahassee natives, but I was born in Delaware. My mom and dad worked for PNC Bank, and after about 9 years up there, I was 3 when we moved back. Well, 2.5, almost 3 when we moved back to Florida. Came home that Christmas. My mom said it was too cold. My dad got a job at First Union Bank. Now what? Wachovia and Wells Fargo. And we were on our way back to Florida. So Tallahassee has been home to me since 3.
All right, very good. Now I have admired you from a distance in your leadership positions, and particularly at FAMU as the SGA president and working as a trustee on the board for FAMU. So tell me about your experience in leadership positions with Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University.
I guess I kind of fell into it. So I was SGA president at Rickards High School my senior year. Shout out to Rick High. And came to campus and just hit the ground running. 2 of my Tallahassee mentors, Nicole Bowden and Ronnie Mackey Jr., introduced me to Vince Evans, Tommy Gaston, John Williams, the list, Justin McCorvey, the list goes on, my freshman year. And they just kind of took me under their wings and was just like, well, what do you want to do? I said, well, I want to run for Senate, but I want to also, Monique Gillum and Christian Harper, I'm going to be the next female student body president at FAMU. They said, oh, really? I said, yeah, and I think y'all can help me get there. And just hit the ground running from there. My class, took a chance on me and elected me as one of their freshman senators. And from there, I served as the youngest and first Senate president as a sophomore. From there, Senate president again my junior year, and then running for 2 terms for SGA president. I'm grateful for all of the opportunities. FAMU definitely laid the foundation and helped me get to where I am today.
Wow, very well said. So leadership just kind of runs in your blood, huh?
I guess it takes a village.
It does take a village.
It does. It takes a village, and I'm grateful.
It does take a village. So tell me a little bit about your village in terms of how important that village is to you.
So I am an only child, but my dad's the baby of 10, my mom's the baby of 4, so I have a huge family. But by no means, I know without God's grace and my parents alone, we couldn't get here. So it definitely my church family, growing up in Great Elizabeth, which is how I met you before I ended up going to school with Jabari, one of your best friends, and my aunt Cherie and the Proctor family, just everybody who has just poured into me, from politicians here, Andrew and RJ Gillum, Alan Williams, Curtis Richardson, Congressman Lawson. I just feel like everybody just stepped in my life from grade school through college until now to get me to where I am. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention my former boss, Davin Suggs, who prepared me for this opportunity that I'm about to embark on in DC now.
Yeah, so tell us about this opportunity.
So I am the policy director for the National Black Caucus of State Legislators. We are the executive firm that staffs over 750 black state senators, state house reps, assemblymen and women nationwide. So here in Florida, you have the Florida Legislative Black Caucus. I now will be leading the policy department for the organization that supports all of the black caucuses nationwide. And so I am excited and looking forward to that opportunity. We just came off the heels of a meeting with VP Harris at the White House last week. It was just a great opportunity. And before then, I was at the Florida Association of Counties, which is the organization that services all of the county commissioners statewide. But one of the refreshing and exciting things about this new challenge is getting the opportunity to work for legislators and work on issues for people who look like me and you. I'm excited for that. I'm up for the challenge, but they say heavy is the head that wears the crown, and anything worth having is worth working for. So we have to support our legislators, not only in Florida, but Georgia, Texas. They came out the primaries last night, and just make sure that we equipped our folks to do the work and serve the people who elected them to these positions.
Absolutely. Now, when you hear the words excellence with Karen, what do you think of?
Excellence with Karen, it embodies a true rattler. One of my mentors, Dr. Johnny Williams, says all the time is excellence in all ways, always. And it's the standard. It is the standard of a rattler. We just exude excellence and humility, perseverance, resilience in everything that we do. It's a true rattler.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Excellence in all ways, always. Nice, yes, nice. Now, we just had the nomination of the first black female Supreme Court Justice. What are your thoughts and feelings about that?
Oh, I am so excited for her. It's just literally what a time to be alive. First VP Harris, and now the opportunity to see a black SCOTUS, from Florida. She's a Miami girl.
She is.
Just to see her get this opportunity, it's exciting. It will probably be a challenge. It won't be a cakewalk, but the true test of her faith is now, and this is where she needs her sister girls the most. We have got to pray for her and protect her and get her through this process. No doubt she'll make it. She'll get the job done and be successful, but she needs us now more than ever.
Indeed. Now you mentioned sister girls. How important is sisterhood? I know you are a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. How important is sisterhood to you?
It's very important, and March is Sisterhood Month. It's definitely very important, and you can't make it in this life alone. As I said, I'm an only child, so just the opportunity to gain my line sisters, gain a village within the sorority. Sisterhood is very important. You need, outside of your spouse, your husband, boyfriend, or whatever, every girl needs their girl. They need their ride or die, their friend, and that's what sisterhood is all about.
Now, we have been through a pandemic and are still kind of in the midst. How important has self-care been for you and your mental health and well-being?
It is definitely something that the pandemic has taught me to slow down. I will say that is one of the things that I'm looking forward to in DC. Everybody says, oh, you're always doing something, Tonnette. You're always on the go. You got to go do this. You got to go help somebody else. So I'm looking forward to being in DC. And again, Tallahassee is home for me. So if I'm not working or with my friends, I'm with family, seeing about my mom or my granddad or something. So just the opportunity to actually go to DC, and when you get off work, if I don't want to go to happy hour, if I just want to go home, read a book, meditate, do yoga, I think this new journey will give me an opportunity to actually focus on myself and improve self-care. I will probably give myself probably a B-, high C for self-care, but I wanna focus on me because I can't pour from an empty cup. So I have to make sure Tonnette is her best self so that I can bless and be a blessing to others.
Let's talk about conversations with Nicole.
Stay tuned for more conversations with Nicole.
What is good, Tallahassee? If you are a brand, a business owner, a real estate agent, an entrepreneur, an artist of any kind, be sure to contact us at 7 Figure Vision for all of your photography and videography needs. We can shoot your next music video, event, documentary, or even document the process of your next flip as a real estate investor. So be sure to book us right now at VIIFIGUREVISION.com, or you can visit us on Facebook or Instagram at VIIFIGUREVISION.
Let's talk about conversations with Nicole.
How has your being Black and a woman informed your leadership?
It's an accepted challenge. I think, especially in this process, my bachelor's is in healthcare management. If you could have paid me 10 years ago when I was in college to think I would be where I am now, I probably would have laughed at you. When Davin Suggs called me about being a lobbyist, I was like, you want me to do what? Nah, I don't know about that. I remember 2 days in calling Vince, and I was just like, hey, see if Al Lawson and Uncle T, Tola Thompson, if he need a receptionist or something, because I'm probably about to be fired in 2 weeks. I can't do this.
What?
But it was because you didn't see many people who look like me. I can count on my hand the number of Black lobbyists, Black female lobbyists, in the state of Florida right now. And me probably being, if not the baby, the knee baby,
Right.
Of those Black women, it was a challenge. You know, walking in and being the first the female, then the youngest, and Black. I felt like I was going in with 3 strikes already against me.
I can imagine that was quite intimidating.
Yes, it definitely was. And then coming from FAMU, you know, where everybody looked like me, and I'm just like, oh, well, now I'm downtown, and you know, the African Americans, for the majority part, were the minority, and the Republicans are running everything. I'm just like, oh gosh, I'm going to fail. But I learned to just, sometimes you gotta be, it's trial by fire. And if you accept the challenge, you will come out as pure gold. And I haven't reached that goal stage yet, but I see God working, and that has prepared me, like I said, to where I'm heading now. And so I'm very grateful.
I love it. So I can imagine you doing it scared.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, most definitely.
Gotcha. Now, do you envision yourself being a female lobbyist in terms of having your own business?
No, you know, entrepreneurship, I'm just gonna be honest, is not my thing.
Okay. You tried it?
No. I just, you know, I just feel like everybody have a niche, everybody have their calling. I don't think that's me.
Okay.
But I love supporting Black businesses, especially Black female-owned businesses. But we'll see. I'm going to DC to get federal experience. I won't say maybe one day work for myself, but I want to help people. Healthcare is where my heart is. Growing up, my mom's been ill most of my life since I was 2. I have a 94-year-old granddad with Alzheimer's. And so healthcare has always been vital to me. But the way you change healthcare and make it better and serve patients is through policy. And so that kind of sparked my interest to, the policy arena outside of all the stuff I did in SGA. Everybody always said, oh, girl, you're going to be in politics. And I was like, oh, no, that wasn't the end goal. So a lobbyist, yes, because I have to advocate for those who can't advocate for themselves. So working for myself, I don't know, God, I have to drop a sticky note out of the sky and be like, okay, Tonnette, this is what you're supposed to do. Go get your LLC, do this, and then I listen. But until then, I'm good with somebody else just making sure my check clear every month.
I understand. She said, drop a sticky note out of the sky.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a real sign.
A real sign, huh? Okay, I got it. Now, what are you most excited about doing in your new position?
Working for our people. This is a unique time. We have a Black female in the White House. We have Black cabinet members, and just the leadership within the organization. I think oftentimes now you always think the Congressional Black Caucus, you think the African American Conference of Mayors, but even outside of just Black and brown legislators, you always, you know your congressional members, U.S. Senate, you know your governors and your mayors. I think oftentimes the local officials, county and city commissioners, as well as the state legislators are forgotten about. People don't value and realize how much of an asset they are. Politics start on the local level. Before they ran for governor, they were in Congress. Before Congress, they were on the state level. Before the state level, they were on the local level. And so this just provides me a unique opportunity to work with NBCSL members to make sure that they are carrying the vision of President Biden, the CBC, and implementing those issues on a state level back to their constituents at home. So I'm excited and looking forward to that challenge the most.
Nice. Now, what would you say to a little Black girl that was wanting to follow in your footsteps?
Don't be afraid to jump. Do not be afraid to jump, and trust your timing. If I could go back, I believe everything happens for a reason. But for a while, I was scared. I knew I could do the job, but I didn't always believe in myself. And it's so crazy because I guess everybody just sees this well put together young little country girl from Tallahassee. I'm just like, but everything that I've been through to get me here, sometimes you just have to jump. Even with the position I have now, somebody called me and was like, it's an opportunity that I think you'll be great for. They want your resume and cover letter tomorrow. So sent me over the job description and it said a PhD and a JD. I laughed and went on. It was a Friday. I laughed and went on about my weekend.
Whoa.
And she called again. It was just like, okay, can you send your stuff over by 5 o'clock? I was just like, okay. Called my mentor and godbrother Vince, and he was like, just turn the stuff in. I said, Vince, that's like turn down the job. Why am I gonna waste my time? I don't qualify. He said, well, just turn it in and see what happens so you can say you applied and just use the interviewing skills for later on. I turned in my stuff. I got an interview 2 days later, and maybe 3 hours after the interview, they called and offered me the job.
Wow. And
that just showed me that what's for you won't pass you. And when you are scared to move, I was offered opportunities outside of Tallahassee, but I'll be honest, I was scared. I was just like, this is my comfort zone. If I need something, Daddy's 15 minutes away. Hey, Dad, you want me to do what? And I was just like, oh, okay. So this DC thing, it ain't gonna work out. And I remember praying the night before my interview, God, whatever your will is, I'll accept it. And I was praying, to be okay with being rejected, with not getting the job, not having a clue that my life was about to change literally in a matter of months.
Wow.
So I would definitely tell that little girl, don't trust the process and never be afraid to jump. And what's for you won't pass you.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. Now, you've mentioned several mentors. Do you serve as a mentor to someone?
I I do. I call them my FAMU babies.
Okay.
I definitely have a lot. I was raised to always try and pay it forward. And I tell them all the time, I'm learning myself. I'm still in the growing and development process, but I have been blessed to be a big sister and mentor to many. And even from that, I learned from my mentees. It's a give and take relationship.
Absolutely. I mean, I definitely agree with you in terms of I consider myself to be a lifelong learner, and I believe
Yes, ma'am.
that of you as well. Now, what are some of the lessons that you have learned during this time frame, you know, especially during the pandemic and all of that we have seen as relates to social unrest and that sort of thing? What are some things that you've learned about yourself?
Gotta have structure and create balance, have a task list. Over the pandemic, it has been a passion project of my mom, but it's become fun for me. Planners, we've gotten into the gold mine in Caucus. It's a black girl out of Memphis, but getting into planners, making a schedule because I'm all over the place and I'm just like, okay, I'll get it done, do it whenever. But the pandemic was definitely a way of teaching me to slow down and enjoy the moments, plan, because tomorrow isn't promised. Tomorrow, I'm sure we can name a list of people that we know far and near who've lost their lives, unfortunately, to the coronavirus. So this has definitely taught me to savor the moment. Life is precious, and plan and see it through.
Absolutely. Great lessons learned. And what's the best advice that you've either given or received?
Received, it's been a lot. Advice, I would just have to say, go get it. You have got to go get it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good deal. My final question is, what is your greater work? Your greater work.
It would be my resilience,
Okay.
if I had to pick.
And why your resilience?
Because again, everything I've been through has gotten me to where I am today. And tough times and tough situations has kind of made me forward tough. Sometimes you don't have to deal with something or handle something until you're actually placed in the fire in that situation. And I would definitely say my resilience has got me to where I am today and continues to lead me on.
Okay, I think it's got you Tonnette tough, which is a great thing.
There we go.
Wonderful.
I like that one.
Thank you so much for spending some time with me today.
Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it. And thank you for all that you do for the Tallahassee and Big Bend community.
My pleasure. And thank you all for joining us on Conversations with Nicole, where we are connecting the community through conversations. We'll see you next time.